What's up everybody, it's Soul, and today I'm here with a pretty cool one. This is a new sub-mod, or it's calling itself a total conversion mod for Elder Kings 2, which brings the Merethic Era into Elder Kings 2. This is Songs of the Return. Came out a couple weeks ago, but I just haven't had a chance with all of my Princes of Darkness obsession to really get into it. So let's just check it out. Let's do a little overview of this, and then in a couple days we'll do a gameplay video for it. So I like to do those here on the channel. Let's just jump into a new game and see what the new bookmarks are. So we're in 476 Merethic Era. And there's a lot of different bookmarks. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. So we have Shadows of Adamantia, Hymns of Ravenspire, Cries of the Pariahs, Ballad of the Ark, Oaths of the Companions. Oh, does that mean is Ysgramor here? Maybe. War of the Rift. Jesus. Lament of the Ashes, Children of the Grazeland, Narfensel Schism, the Deathlands, Once Upon the Tides, which seems to be one of the recommended starts. Oh, and some interesting looking creatures here. Okay. Song of the Wilds, War of Rot. Oh, goodness. The Duskfall, the Waning Years. These are... Oh, there is Ysgramor. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so you can play as Ysgramor. Definitely, that's really tempting. Merethic Lullabies. Oh, vampires. A ton of them. Wow. Okay, an endless crossroads. Well, this is really neat. Okay, so let's start with the waning years. Across every corner of the continent, ancient powers stir, new realms rise, and old legacies strain under the weight of change, veering in between myth and history as the final centuries of the Merethic Era unfold. The fate of Tamriel hangs in the hands of its greatest players. In the far north, Ysgramor forges a new dynasty with his axe and fury as his companions carve southward in search of conquest, purpose, and legacy. Around him, the balance of power begins to shift, chaotic and uncertain, shaped by various causes. Across mighty vales and towering mountains, the elven realms move through trials of their own. Some still gleam with the elegance of old, while others stand on fragile ground, haunted by loss, divided by doubt, or burdened by massive catastrophes. From crumbling sanctuaries to courts heavy with silence, the choices before them grow more urgent. All feel the pull of the age turning. Some rise in defiance, others drift in hesitation, but none remain untouched. Even the mightiest of dominions, cloaked in splendor and power, must tread carefully, for the golden age of elves now teeters on the edge of transformation. As the Merethic sun sets, who among these players will define the dawn of the next age, and who will vanish with the twilight? So we have a lot of elven leaders, and we actually have a Dwemer lord here as well, which is really, really sick. The king of Dwemereth. King Runaril II the Illuminator reigns from his grand citadel within the deep mountains of Vardenfell. Runaril is revered not merely for his position, but for the clarity of thought and pragmatic approach with which he governs the Dwemer folk. The enigmatic House Dwemer governs a realm where each hold is a fiercely independent enclave, self-sufficient, secretive, and wary of interference. Yet through their diligence, they manage to weave beneficial networks of trade and knowledge, binding these solitary enclaves into a great kingdom of formidable influence. Will Runaril's reign continue to bring prosperity for the Dwemers, or will his daring efforts ignite a schism that could shatter their community? Very cool. We obviously have to read Ysgramor. Ysgramor, the legendary warrior of Atmoran, lays the unshakable foundation of his new dynasty. From his seat in Windhelm, he commands the fabled companions, his loyal shield brothers and sisters, as they carve their legacy into the wild and war-torn lands of Merethic. Though the remnants of the snow elves and giants still exist, Ysgramor's wrath and determination have shown itself to be a force beyond reckoning. Each stronghold raised and each battlefield claimed by the Atmorans tighten their grip on Merethic, slowly transforming their fruits of conquest into a new homeland. Yet Ysgramor now stands at a crossroads. The fires of vengeance that once drove him burn less brightly with each passing year. His trusted friend Jeek of the River, wise and weathered, urges restraint, consistently reminding him that those responsible for the Night of Tears have already paid their price in blood. Jeek speaks of a better legacy, of focusing themselves entirely on building a better future for the generations to come. But not all of Ysgramor's companions share this vision. Companions such as Rorlock, Rainier the Destroyer, and the Brothers of Mace-Face Violence call for the continuation of their bloody crusade. They urge the Harbinger to continue mowing through the northern snows, to scour the hateful goldskins through the fields of the clouded sun, and to topple the demonic towers within the south. Ysgramor hears them all, caught between two worlds, between the echo of ancient grief and the uncertain promise of a new dawn for the children of the sky. Which path will Ysgramor choose? Will Ysgramor's legacy be forever etched in blood and wrath? How will Ysgramor choose to end the Songs of the Return? Very, very cool. Let's look at some of these other ones. So Lament of the Ashes seem to be some of the other cultists. There's actually a house, Dagoth is here. There's a Redoran. There's another house down here. Very cool. Let's see what else we got going on. So some orcs, of course, you know I love that. Oath of the Companions, I think these are some of those various companions that we were just talking about. So this would be up there. We actually can play as Jeek of the River, which is cool. Oh my goodness, I didn't even go down to the bottom. The Endless Crossroads lets you play as Pelinal Whitestrake. Before the first era's light shines upon Tamriel, a glorious night strode through the heartland, from kingdom to kingdom, bringing fear or hope, depending on the shape of your ears. The legendary knight was known as Pelinal Whitestrake. The white-haired warrior loves to swing his sword, grind his mace, and slay any monster who are unlucky enough to be in his presence. At times, he also likes to aid the oppressed needs in casting down their cruel kings and bring justice to realms that had long forgotten it. When kings bowed and banners flew at his command, he'd offered thrones and titles by those he had freed, only for Pelinal to simply walk away and vanish into the roads. His footsteps haunt every elven caravan, and his legend lingers in every whisper throughout the far horizon. When the elves grew proud and men's hearts frayed, prepare to face the Whitestrake's blade. And we also have Harry Breeks, which I think is another character that's mentioned a lot in Skyrim. Merethic Lullabies, a lot of different vampires on here that you can play as, which is really, really cool. This character looks insane. In the jungles of Murkmire, where roots rise like serpents and the very air seems to bleed, whispers still echo of a name spoken only in hushed tones. The High Priestess of Teeth, I cannot read that name, was once a revered servant of Sithis. Oh my god, she turned from the shifting wall of the Hist and embraced a more dreadful vision. She drenched her altars in sacrifice and chanted rites long forgotten, seeking not change but the unmaking of all things. As the Hist evolved to see Sithis as an agent of transformation, she clung to the old vision of the void, cold, pure, and final. When the Dustfall came and I think it's the Suckleal, faltered, she struck, not to rule but to end. The tribes rose against her. They say she was cast down and entombed far from the Hist, never to rise again, but darkness lingers, and blood magic festers in the deep places of the world. Now, with war and silence spreading across Black Marsh, something stirs beneath the teeth of Sithis once more. Will you bring about the Void Womb's return and drown the world in sacred silence, or will this person's ancient evil be buried again beneath fang and root? Oh my god, and this person looks also sick as hell too. A lot of really cool characters. This guy, it looks like, is one of these Hunt Kings, remember, from this area? It looks really sick. The Storm Warden. This guy looks really dope too. These armors are sick. What the hell is this person? Suka is just a simple fawn who is deeply attuned to the primal natures of the wild. He moves through the world with a quiet reverence for nature's cycles, his every action guided by the whispers of the green. The fawns are creatures of mystery who stand as guardians of sacred groves and weavers of tales that venerate the will of Y'ffre. Suka seeks nothing more than peace in the woods he calls home. Thus far, the goblins and animals of the land have left the fawns to their ways, allowing them a semblance of tranquility. But Suka's heart is not completely content with the stillness of Gonfalon. A deep curiosity stirs within him. What lies beyond the mist-clad shores of his home, he wonders. Does it harbor others like him, or are they even stranger and more peculiar? With each passing day, Suka wonders if his curiosity might one day lead him to the discovery of distant lands and unfamiliar faces. Will you help Suka seek the answers to his questions and perhaps uncover a world beyond the wilds, or will you remain content with the peace of the forest, untouched by the unknown? These are all written really well, I have to say. It's the Deathlands. Oh my god, who is this guy? The Cult of Durak? High King Durak. This guy looks... Look at his crown, it's so sick. This guy looks insane. I love his Cult of Hircine crown, the bullhorn. Balaith rules over the canyons of Meros Pass with unwavering conviction. As a fervent worshipper of the Prince of the Hunt, Balaith seeks to prove himself worthy of the eyes of his lord. To do so, he needs to go through the trials of iron, blood, and Nirncrux within the site of the ancient Bloodroot Forge. Not only is he driven by unshakable desire to prove his worth to Hircine, Balaith also knows that his people's survival depends on his success. The Keptis, his kin, face an imminent threat from the alien invaders who seek to conquer their lands and subjugate its people. Only by undergoing the trials can Balaith secure the strength to fend off his enemies and ensure that he and his people retain their freedom. Will you undertake the trial of the Blood Forged and prove your devotion to Hircine, or will you succumb to the looming dangers of the alien invasion? This is a cool character. The Winter Hat. Oh, the Sea Giant. This guy looks rad. What the heck? Far to the north, the great Sea Giant Thumul rises from the depths. With each passing day, the sea bears sorrowful songs recounting how the bloodthirsty men mercilessly butchered countless of his land-dwelling brethren. The merciless slaughters spark an unrelenting fury within the mighty Sea Giant, compelling him to drag every last wretched human soul into the darkest depths of the sea. Oh my god. Of all the bloody humans he despises, none fuels his hatred greater than the overrated man-beast, the vile Ysgramor of Atmoran. The Mule seeks to confront and challenge the leader of this prideful Cretans in single combat, man against giant, storm against the sea, from dusk till dawn, until the bloody price is paid in full. As he tries to lure him out, Thumul leads his force to rain havoc upon the northern raiders. He swears to raise a cairn of broken ships and shattered longships in Sinmur's honor, until the humans remember why the giants of Nirn should never be trifled with. Will you stand against the bloody axe of Ysgramor and claim your vengeance, or fall beneath it as others before you did? That is really, really sick. That's a tempting one. I might play as him. And this guy looks really sick. Thunder King Gar. From the storm-racked shores of the Duraki kingdom of Thorstead, where lightning dances across iron spires and thunder shakes the bones of the earth, Gar rules over the people of his realm as the Warforged Thunder King. Though a loyal vassal of the High Kings of Craglorn, the Thunder Kings are scarcely regarded as fully tamed by their liege lord. These long lines of battle-hardened rulers have carved their dominion through blood and steel, whose war cries have rattled the very mountains they now call home. As the roaring storms over the Iliac Bay swell and stretch their dark wings across the horizon, the Thunder King senses the shifting winds of fate. What others see as omens of doom, he sees them as the chance to rise. He can come out of this, either as his liege's mighty hammer, or as the one who breaks their ancient line altogether. The thunder drums for war, the storm approaches, and Gar answers. Will you carve a path of conquest in the Thunder King's name, claiming the tower and dominion over the Iliac Bay, or will the wrath of stars bring his storm to an end? Really, really sweet characters in here, and they're all written awfully compellingly. I'm very, very tempted to play as Themul when I play, because he's an advanced character and he kind of seems hard, and it could be interesting to like take the fight to Ysgramor just to see. But let's play as any ruler and just see what we can see here on the map. So obviously we're here in our Elder King's map, and it does look a little different. I swear I don't remember these little icons and images along the borders, these little beasts. That's really fun. So this is the fawn, and what is a fawn? They inhabit the lush archipelago of the Sisters Isles and all over Tamriel at some point in the past. Their communities are deeply intertwined with the verdant forests and serene coastlines. Known for their reclusive nature and strong ties to natural magic, they are often regarded as guardians of the Isle's natural beauty and wildlife. The fawns live in harmony with the Druids of the Circle, often acting as mediators between mortal settlers and the land itself. Despite their peaceful demeanor, they are fiercely protective of their home, and those who threaten the balance of nature face their wrath. Their cultural practices include elaborate rites of renewal and celebration of seasonal changes, making them a symbol of life and resilience in the Sisters Isles. And this also shows where they're native to. And they are worshippers of green song. I wonder, they have a really interesting looking model. They do look like just deer people. So this is Dwemer. Oh, he has a really lovely background. A lot of AI art, I can say, just to start off here. Clearly, there's a lot of AI usage here. I wonder how the hell that... Oh, wait, is that giant? Is he here? No, where is he? Wow, this place, like, what the hell is this? A Falmer. Oh, there's Falmer in this too. That's really sweet. Of course there would be. The Falmeri trace their lineage back to the frigid shores and mountaintops of the northern parts of Tamriel. These deeply spiritual people held humility and asceticism in high regard, building chapels and monasteries to contemplate the pristine beauty of the land. They flourished in the harsh, wintry landscapes, creating a sophisticated civilization that blended seamlessly with the snow-covered mountains and vast icy plains. Their culture was one of beauty, refinement, and an enduring respect for nature, with a profound reverence for the land and its creatures. Lately, dark clouds start emerging in the north, heralding a chilling storm and an unsettling presence beyond the horizon. Hopefully, the Falmeri culture can withstand and survive it. Well, if it's up to the Dwemer, they won't. Really, really sweet. Love to see this. And then who is this? So this is an Aelid, of course, ruling most of Cyrodiil with like some pockets of resistance by goblins and whoever the hell this person is. Actually, let's look at the fates. Okay, there's a lot. There's a ton. There's Adric, Yoku spirits, a lot of druids, a lot of shamans, Chantry of Oriel, totemists. Looks like there is a vampire still up here on the Forgotten Isle. This is a Goblin. He's Nedic. And he belongs to the cult of Moloch Baal. He has a pretty cool sigil. This is Themul. He's enormous. He's a sea giant. They're elusive, colossal beings said to dwell along Tamriel's mist-shrouded coast. Unlike their land-dwelling kin, they are often described as sharper of mind and far more malicious in temperament. Their towering forms are marked by silvery blue skin, rough and pitted like barnacle stone, and eyes as dark as the ocean's abyss. Legends tell of their vast island-shaped ships, oh my god, sailing through storm and fog, though few have ever laid eyes upon them and lived to tell the tale. Let's just click this character to start. Let's see what kind of decisions he's got. It doesn't look like he has anything. Cyrodiil Foothold. Oh, this would be like if you're in Cyrodiil. So he should start off with a rivalry to Ysgramor, who is a bit stronger than him, probably because he has Wuthrod. Yes, he's got the fabled axe of Ysgramor, of course, as he would. He's got Long Launcher, the bow of Ysgramor. He's got the Yorman belt, and he looks really sick too. And of course, he's an Atmoran, so the people of Atmora were a hardy seafaring people once living in a temperate land rich in culture. However, as a relentless cold consumed their continent and much of their history and way of life was lost to the frost. As the habitable land grew scarce and became increasingly unforgiving, it eventually culminates in a devastating civil war that forced many to flee south in search of peace and survival. In Skyrim, the Atmorans built the city of Sarthal, the first known Atmoran settlement in Tamriel. For a time, the Atmorans coexisted peacefully with the native Snow Elves, but this peace was shattered in the tragic Night of Tears when the Snow Elves attacked Sarthal, nearly wiping out the entire city's population. Only a few escaped the slaughter, carrying with them tales of elven treachery. These stories roused the fiercest warriors of Atmora, who united in a common cause to avenge their fallen kin and reclaim Skyrim from the elves. Thus, the seeds of conquest and retribution were sown, forever altering the course of Tamriel's history. What is this? He's haunted by loss. He lost his son. He's one of the original companions. Of course, he's the founder of the companions. He's also the follower of the dragon. He has a really lovely coat of arms. Honestly, this is I mean, just to start, we've only looked at a couple characters on the map so far, but this is like incredibly impressive. Let's look at the cultures. So we got like Naga down here. Oh my god, who is this guy? He looks cool as hell. He's a soaring behemoth. This guy's... He looks so sick. Okay, hold on, okay. Rontha. We got Dwemer, of course. And there also are Chimer, I believe, like Ashlanders or Velothi, because I don't think they've been turned into Dark Elves just yet. Yeah, they worship the three good Daedra. It doesn't look like they've been changed yet, because obviously the Tribunal hasn't happened yet, so they haven't had their skin changed. The Alinor are still the same. A Desert Orc is interesting. What is a Desert Orc? Come to the Deathlands to test their mettle in the name of Malakath. They choose this unforgiving realm precisely for its relentless cruelty, believing that only by surviving the harshest of lands could they prove themselves worthy in his sight. Their settlements are scattered across the arid deserts and the scarce oases that punctuate them. Life is sustained through the hunting of dune rippers and giant scorpions based, through relentless raiding and by utilizing their exceptional survival skills to thrive in their harsh environment. While the desert orcs may at times trade or sell their swords to the other Deathland natives for gold and goods, their constant skirmishes rendered last alliances fragile, if not impossible. Their culture prizes struggle, endurance, and strength above all, values that mirror the very land they inhabit. Very cool. Do they have any unique men-at-arms, I wonder? Let's find out. The Red Horde. Like any sand orcs or something. They do have desert orc raiders. Are ruthless bands of warriors hardened by the burning sands. Swift and merciless, they strike from the dunes with brutal weapons and little to no armor, living by plunder and leaving only scorched trails in their wake. I do love the idea. Reestablish the Deathland Horde. Okay, let's see. You have the Black Horde. You have the Blue Horde. The Deathland Horde. What does it look like? Interesting. The White Horde, the Black Horde, the Blue Horde. Okay, so you just have to have the titles of those. That's really cool, actually. You know what? You know I love orcs. This may be the one. This may be the one, the Scourge of the Deathlands. You rise from the scorched sands of the Deathlands, a fearsome warrior whose presence unleashes torrents of blood and carnage. Renowned across the sands as a ruthless warmonger, you command a horde of restless orcs. United through your sheer will and bloody might. In the burning heart of the desert, you embrace the relentless fury and unforgiving spirit of the Deathlands. Absolutely sick. He's 83. He's got so many spouses. He's got a really strong son, who is he's a plotter, though, and he's peaceful, so that's kind of unfortunate. The Black Horde. He's known as the Black Death. Warrior whispered that the High Chief in Morrowind cannot be fought, only endured, for death lingers wherever he walks. Oh, that guy sounds sick as hell. They look insane. Like, so cool. I love that. And then the White Horde and the Blue Horde. I see. So you're kind of like combining the four. That's super dope. Craglorn is a kingdom up here. And it has the Storm King, I believe, up here. Yes, there he is. Magna Gia, or Star Orphans, were those among the Et Ada who joined the god Magnus and Fling Mundus with the trickery of Lorkhan became apparent. Oh, okay. That's their faith. Clan Durrani is still pretty powerful at this point. So they're strong and they still control this tower. Actually, they don't. They don't control the Durrani tower. Looks like Alinor does. What the heck? None of the human kingdoms have been formed yet, of course. Oh, interesting. Wait, I think there's like a druid up here. Yeah, this person. They're Galen. They're druidic. Do they have any like magic as a druid? Plant the sacred seed. What the heck is this? One of the three final gifts left by the last Druid King, the seed carries the breath of the wild and the burden of legacy. It does not answer to might nor desire, but the quiet strength of one in tune with root and rain. Only such a soul may stir its slumber. When planted, the seed shall awaken, not really bloom, but reveal what once graced the brow of wisdom and mercy, a living symbol of rule reborn, shaped by the will of the green, and worth of the one who dares to bear it. And she has a sword called Thorn Warden. It's a beautifully crafted steel sword, its blade polished to a silvery sheen. Its hilt is black and smooth, wrapped in aged leather, with subtle carvings of thorns and vines winding along the guard and pommel. Though elegant in form, it carries a quiet, resolute weight, made not for show, but for purpose. This has a lot of bonuses. There are so many different artifacts and items in this, just already. What does this guy got? I feel like he has to have something, right? Forgotten Servant. What about our giant friend? Does he have any artifacts? The Sunken Titan. That thing looks so rad. Oh my god. It's the colossal club wielded by Thalmul, the legendary sea giant of the deep. Towering and awe-inspiring, it may be the biggest melee weapon any man or elf ever laid eyes upon. Forged from an unknown green metal found only in the lightless depths of the sea, the club is carved in the likeness of the terrors of the deep, with sculpted tentacles forming the jagged ridges and barbed spikes along its surface. The waters of the sea have rinsed the blood of countless men from its surface, as well as the strewn shattered bones. The rusted metal still echoes with the agony of its many writhing foes. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Let me switch to him really fast. I want to see if they have any cool men-at-arms. Oh, they already do. They have sea giants. So obviously, yes, if AI is a problem for you, this mod seems to employ a lot of AI. I know some people don't care when it comes to things like this. Oh, and you can raid as these guys. That's really dope. I do love that. This is a tempting one. I love characters like this, especially because, you know, you're kind of challenging a much stronger character. But I feel like you might be able to honestly duel him. I feel like these would beat pretty much everything. Heavy infantry, archers, and creatures. They only have housecarls, which are heavy infantry. So they are made to directly counter them. That's really dope. That's really, really cool. Oh my goodness. And then oh, he looks quite noble. Oh, he's red. What the heck? Let's look at some of the, I wonder if there's any new unique buildings anywhere. Or if they are the same one. So there's Jorvaskr. Yeah, okay. They'll probably look the same. Who controls Whiterun? Oh, this guy. Of the river. I'm wondering, does Ysgramor have any options or like any decisions? Let's look. He can cast a spell. Oh, right, of course, just basic magic. They have magic within this. Okay. Found a new culture in East Coast. Found a new culture. It doesn't look like, wait. Summon a storm bear. Ask your clever men or court mage to summon a storm bear Atronach. That's really cool. Who the hell? Is this a dragon priest? What in the actual? Oh my god. He's theocratic, so you can't play as him, but that's really sick. Is this Auroch? A holy artifact, a symbol of power religion. Oh my god. He's a cultist of Alduin. He's a dragon priest. And yeah, I don't think you can play as him. You cannot. That's really unfortunate. That's super dope, though. And Urshulaku, we've played as them here on the channel. Love those guys. Oh, the Imga. We love these guys. Oh my goodness. Love to see some Imga. I want to see, what is this guy? Cult of Hircine. What is that on your face? Heartfang. Are you in the Wild Court? Is that what this is called? This guy worships the Cult of Mollyball, and he's a vampire. Interesting. And his heir is actually a Khajiit? That's super... Or not a Khajiit. You're like one of those Fennel fox people, right? That's so cool. This is really, really fun. I like this a lot. I think that this mod has the potential to be a really great addition to this game because it adds a lot of different playable options for people who may be just tired of the interregnum era, or, you know, like just like what it is. This one seems to be a lot more chaotic too. It's much more broken up. There's some big realms, of course, like there's like the Dwemer, there's Ysgramor, and there's like the Alinor, and then there's the Aelids, but a lot of these realms are still like ripe for the taking, so there's a lot of stuff you can do as them if that's something that you're interested in. Something else that's worth noting is there are new lifestyle trees, like vampires get them, which is really, really sick. I wish this was actually in the main mod, but it has like Night Stalker, Blood Mage, Mindweaver, and Champion of the Night. And then if we find I think Lycan now have them too, like a lycanthrope. So if we look up somebody that has lycanthropy, we'll be able to show you that tree as well. So yeah, they have a werewolf tree now, which is Prowler, Savage, and Alpha at the bottom. So these are really sweet. So now you can play a little bit more expanded gameplay with werewolves and vampires, which I think is fantastic and really greatly expands the game in that regard too. I'd be very curious to try and play as Thamul, potentially, although I would feel bad because he'd be fighting, you know, all of these snow elves, but you know, that's their problem, not mine, right? I think, interestingly, the kingdom title of Hoffinger is up for grabs, so you could technically take it as Solitude here. The Wolf's Den. It is not. There is no Solitude. Interesting. Okay. Do you get any unique buildings? I'm just curious. It's just a holy site. And it looks like they just have regular tribal buildings. So probably some things that need to be fleshed out as far as that goes. But I really like this so far. I think that this is super, super interesting. A lot of Falmer. I know a lot of people like to play as like the Snow Elves. So if that's something that you've ever been interested in, certainly check this out. A lot of different cool characters that you can play as. Who the hell is this guy? The Mighty Axe. The mighty captain of the mighty Creon, known as the most hardened and unflinching of all captains during their return. Oh, he's one of the captains of Ysgramor. That's right. Is he a companion? Does it say that on there? Yeah, he's one of the originals. That's really cool. I'm surprised they don't get any unique men-at-arms, but I guess House Carls would just fit that anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little overview. Like I said, a couple days from now, I'm going to be doing a gameplay of this, so don't even worry about it. We're going to jump in, we're going to have a good time, and it's going to be great. But as always, I'm Soul, and I will happily see you in the next one.